SCC Online. This is a legal database and being used by all the academicians who are into law or related fields. So welcome to Mr. Mohit from the SCC Online. So he is a trainer, a learning center at SCC Online. And the topics which are to be covered in this webinar order training program are the introduction to legal research, introduction to legal system of India, introduction to primary and secondary sources of law, introduction to Indian and international legal literature, unique research features of this SCC Online, at SCC Online blog as well. So I welcome all the participants once again. I welcome all the faculty members, students, and staff members. And we are fortunate that we have Dr. Harminder Singh also with us in this morning session. Dr. Harminder Singh is the head of School of Libraries in LPU. I just request Dr. Harminder Singh to say a few words about the library system of LPU. So just for 2 minutes, we will have this word from Dr. Harminder Singh. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Jitendra. So, very good morning to all here, and very special thanks to the SCC representatives and the speaker for joining us today. So, library system in LPU is growing day by day, and now the need of the hour is to access the information through the e-resources. Because of the pandemic situation, the importance of e-resources has increased manifold. So now everybody is dependent on the e-libraries. So in that directions, LPU has subscribed several online databases. And for legal studies, we have subscribed SCC, which is, I think, one of the best in the area of legal studies, right? So this becomes more important that we should aware the users, students, and faculty members that how to effectively use these resources. So the library has taken an initiative to conduct such awareness programs through which we can educate our users to effectively use these resources. And I appreciate the initiative of library for this thing. So I don't think I should take much of the time, and now I should hand over the things to the speakers so that we can start the training session for the users. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
I
Dr.
wish you all the
Harminder sir.
best.
So Mohit sir, please, you can start now.
Sure, sir. Good morning, everyone. Namaskar. My name is Mohit Singh. I'm the trainer of SEC Online. And first of all, I thank Dr. Jatinder sir and Dr. Harminder sir for conducting this and organizing this particular session for all the students and the faculties of lovely Professional University. I feel obliged to give you the information regarding the SEC Online database and also the information regarding the other topics which we have already discussed. Now, I have already started the recording. In case any student has been not be able to join today, he or she can view the recording and get the information from. I will not try to share my screen. Anyone can please confirm if they see my screen sharing. Just a second. Anyone can confirm if they see my screen?
Yes, sir, visible.
Yes, sir, we can see it.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, visible. The screen is visible.
Thank you so much, ma'am. All of you, what you're seeing over here is the SCC Online website and the SCC Online login page. Now, students, I've been told that we are in this meeting, we have the first year students, second year students, third year students, and some faculty members as well. So for all of them, I will try my best to give you the basic information about the software for the first year students and also the advanced tips and tricks for the research scholars and for the faculty members as well. Now, the first question which comes in my mind while accessing this particular database is, why do we need these databases? Just like your university has subscribed to many databases and SSC is one of them, why do we need it? First thing first, yes, I agree with all the students over here that the information is available on the Google and YouTube for free, right? However, the only question is, once you are in this legal arena, once you are in this legal fraternity, the only question is, can you rely on this information? Is that information authentic? The information or the blog or the article which you are reading, can you cite them in the court? Right? So you should always think from that angle as well, that whichever document you're about to cite, can you rely on that information? Is that information authentic or not? Yes, sometimes you can directly pull up the judgments from Supreme Court of India, from High Court of India. Yes, you can cite them. But apart from that, please have a look upon other websites whether they are giving you the authentic information or not. So in order to tackle all those problems, we have different legal research softwares, such as we have SEC Online, we also have the Manupatra in the market, and other softwares. What they do generally, they give you a large database in a small capsule format through which you can quickly go through whichever document you would like to see. So SEC Online is one of them. It is a legal research software. It works on the website version, as you can see it over here, and it also works on the application form. First thing first, SEC Online can be accessed via your remote access portal. Dr. Jatinder Kumar sir, please correct me if I'm wrong. I believe that your university already has some kind of remote access services enabled through
Yes,
which.
yes, we have Easy Proxy with us, and the students can access from home as well.
Absolutely. So that's fantastic. Whenever you use the Easy Proxy, you have the SEC Online name over there. You click on that and you will reach to this website. So that's the method of reaching to this particular website. Now, talking about SEC Online, what is SEC Online? SEC means Supreme Court Cases Online. It is a product of Eastern Book Company. Eastern Book Company, many of the researchers and many of the senior students may have heard about this name. Eastern Book Company is India's company, and it is one of the most famous India's legal publishing house. First of all, they publish the Supreme Court of India judgments, but not only that, they also cover the digest notes, or we can say the head note part of that. What are head notes? What are digest notes? We are going to talk about them in our later examples. Coming back to this SEC Online. This SEC Online gives you a lot of documents inside it, right? It can cover the articles. It also covers the Bail Acts. It certainly covers the case laws. Today's motive of this particular session is to give you the best methods through which you can find the documents with less time as possible, right? Because yes, we are accessing these databases to save our time, to save our resources, and to get the best output we can, right? So let's have a look. Let's have a quick look upon the data coverage of what the SEC offers to you. So we click on this data coverage over here. We click on web edition, and then we'll see what exactly are we looking at the quantum of information of this SEC contains. So first thing first, it surely contains the Supreme Court of India judgments, and Supreme Court of India judgment has been updated till 12th of May 2021. Similarly, we have Federal Court of India judgments and the High Courts of India judgments. Apart from the High Court, if we go back in the history, we also have the Privy Council judgments. We also have the Federal Court, Privy Council, and most importantly, we also had the historical courts, the Awadh, Pepsu Court, Sindh Court, Lahore Court. Those historical courts have also been covered in this particular database. So if I talk about the case laws, then each and everything has been covered apart from the district courts. District court landmark judgments have been covered in this database. Moving ahead, if I talk about the legislation purpose, then in the legislation we have the central acts, central notification, state acts, state notification. Most importantly, bills in parliament, right? So bills in parliament which have been introduced by any one of the houses or which has been passed by any one of the houses, both have been kept in this particular database. Moving ahead, if we look upon the Indian secondary material, then for the first year students, I would like you to focus upon this particular heading, that is Constituent Assembly debates. Now you must be reading about the Constitution of India, that's for sure, but I strongly recommend you to also read about the debates which were held in the making of the Constitution, so that you get the brief idea from the roots that how the Constitution was formed and what does this article means and why this article was brought in, right? So you have all the debates which were held in the parliament at that time. We also have the reports of commission and committees such as LCR reports. We have the legal articles coming from different universities such as a legal law journal, Chanakya National University, and many other universities which you can see it over here. Apart from the legal articles, for the students who go to the moot court competition, we certainly have a dedicated tile for that. We have the moot court resources available in SEC Online, through which you can get the mooting problems and the moot propositions submitted by the appellant and the respondent teams. Having said that, now let's have a look with the SEC Online database, and let us try to search with the effective means and methods which are available for SEC. We click on the login button over here. Now, students, please make sure that whenever you're clicking on the login button, the IP login button should display over here. If you do not see this IP login, that simply means something may have gone wrong while clicking on your remote access software. You should see this IP login. Once you see this, you type in the login ID which you have and click on login now. If you are using this software for the first time, then I strongly recommend you to please register yourself. By clicking on register here, you will type in the login ID, that's your campus email ID, and your full name, and you can register and log in. I have already registered, so I will now click on the login button. Now, first thing first, when you look at the dashboard, when you look at this particular screen, you might get confused. But look at the other way around. It is very user friendly. How? Because it gives you particular tiles of whichever information you would like to see. So for example, some of the researchers have their party name and they would like to locate a case law. We have a dedicated tile for that. Some of the researchers only wanted to find the case laws on particular sections of law. We have a tile for that. Some of the researchers do not want to research right now. They just want to browse the information. So whenever you would like to browse the information, the red tiles are meant for that purpose. The red tiles are meant for that purpose in a way that you can browse through Bayer Acts, you can browse through articles, you can browse through the date of the judgment and many other tiles. In today's session, we have a time limit of 1 hour. So I'll just make sure that the research part will be covered more and the library part can be browsed through by yourself as well because it's very easy. Now, let's have a quick example. Let's try to open a judgment and let us try to see how does a judgment look like in SEC Online versus how does a judgment look like from Supreme Court of India, right? So for example, if I would like to open any judgment in SEC Online, I can go with the party name or I can go with the citation. Currently, I do not have the citation, so I will go with the party name. So I click on find by party name over here. And now, as you can see, it is asking me to select the court. I will select the court over here. I'm taking an example of K.S. Puttaswamy versus Union of India. It is a very famous case. I guess most of you has already been gone through this particular case. So I will select the Supreme Court. And now I will type the party name. K.S. Puttaswamy, 9 judges bench. Click on find case. And I will open this case. Similarly, I will also go to the Supreme Court of India website. I believe this is a website. Supreme Court of India. I went into the judgment section. I went into the judgment date and I opened that same judgment via this particular option. So this same judgment is over here. As you can see, I've opened that judgment for you already. The judgment is in the Supreme Court of India. Justice K.S. Puttaswamy retired versus Union of India. So now why I am taking this particular example is only to let you know that yes, the information is available from the government websites such like Supreme Court of India, High Courts, and the Bayer Acts. However, when you're looking forward to these research purpose softwares, then you're not only just getting the same document, but you're also getting some value add information in it. What value add are you getting? Let us try to see this judgment first, and then we'll see the SEC Online reflection. All right. So this is a raw judgment, which is a reportable judgment. All right. We are moving ahead. This is a party name, civil appeal number. And then the judgment starts from here from Justice D.Y. Chandrachud sir. The judgment has been started. And now you can read the whole judgment for you. This is a very lengthy judgment, and that is why it will take some of your time to read the whole judgment. But this is how a judgment looks like from from Supreme Court of India, party name, and then the judgment starts. Pretty simple. We'll go to SEC Online now. This is the same judgment, same date. And now the SEC Online judgment is on the right-hand side. As you can see, I will zoom the screen for you. First of all, SEC Online gives you a brief information of all the judges which were present while delivering this particular judgment. So they were not only Justice D.Y. Chandrachud only, there were many other judges in the quorum. So a total of 9 judges were there. How can I see that? I can see in the middle column, it's been represented as the icon 9. So 9, 2, 3 simply means that it simply represents how many judges were there. Also, we also give you this information that whichever judge name is in the blue bold color, that simply means he authored the judgment, he penned down the judgment. And rest of the judges may having the concurring opinion or maybe been having the dissenting opinion with the fellow judges. Now scrolling down, rather than the judgment, what we are trying to see over here is the head note. Now students, please focus over here. This head note has not been brought from the Supreme Court of India website or any other website. This head note has been made with the help of the editors of Eastern Book Company. What they are trying to represent over here is that they have read the whole judgment for you, and now they have made a small gist and summary for you so that you can read it very quickly and you can get to know what all law points have been discussed in this particular judgment. Now, in this head note, they have divided the head notes in such a way so that it can be very easy to read feature. First part of the head note only discuss about the key ruling of the court, recognizing right to privacy as a basic core fundamental right. Second one discuss about the nature and emphasis of right to privacy, and so on and so forth. You can read all the remaining parts. Not only you get the heading, but similarly you will get the brief summary of first part, second part, and third part as well. So the first part is over here, key ruling of the court. And now you're getting the brief information that in the first part, Constitution of India, part 3 and Article 2119 so and so were discussed. Not only that, decision of the Supreme Court in MP Sharma and Khadak Singh were also discussed over there. So you will get all the information that yes, in the first part, Constitution of India was discussed, Article 21 was discussed, right to privacy was discussed, and preamble was discussed. All right, that well said. Scrolling down, similar information can be visible for the second part, for the third part as well. There you go, the second part over here. And then the information coming from the summary of the second part follows. So all in all, what I'm trying to portray over here is that these information actually saves your time. Whenever you are looking at a judgment, whenever you're looking at the head note, you get to see that what all acts, what all section have been discussed, and you get the brief idea, okay, this is how the summary looks like of the whole judgment. If it helps you, you can certainly read it. If it doesn't suit you, you can certainly scroll down and get the whole judgment for you. So I'm scrolling down right now, just a second. There you go. The judgment of the court were delivered by Justice D.Y. Chandrachud on behalf of Chief Justice Keher sir, Agarwal sir, himself, and Nazir. So this information is also available. There is one more extra information we always try to we can say publish over here in the judgments. That is the summary of arguments. So this is very selective information, which is only for some landmark judgments, but we try to give it for all the judgments lately. So scrolling up, and we will try to see that what this information is going to give it to us. So just a second. There you go. Summary of arguments. So for landmark cases, we have included the summary of arguments section as well, in which the researchers will have a brief idea that what were the arguments of place from the petitioner side and from the respondent side. Right? So whenever you're looking at a judgment, you're getting the head notes, you're getting the summary of arguments, and then you're getting the raw judgment. So that is how you save your time, and that is how you read the judgment as quickly as possible. There are many other things which are available with respect to a judgment, but we'll have a brief discussion on it later. Let's go into the software and let us try to search now. I hope now you got the idea.
Excuse me, sir. Excuse me,
Yes.
sir. Your voice is not audible clearly.
Okay, ma'am. Just a second. Is it audible now, ma'am?
No, sir, not now.
Okay, ma'am. Just a second. Can anyone else please confirm whether they are able to hear my voice clearly?
Yes, sir.
It's
Audible.
breaking.
All right, sir. Ma'am, I
Sir,
request you.
absolutely audible.
There may be some problem in my end as well. So just I'm just getting some problem.
Yes, ma'am. You
You
can try
continue, sir.
changing the internet. Yes, ma'am. You can try changing the internet connection, and maybe you'll hear me again then. All right. I hope now we got a brief idea of what extra valuable information is being presented in the SCC online. So it is not restricted to the only judgment. We also include this information in the Bayer Acts, in the articles, in the moot courts as well. Now let us try to hit the first objective of our session, that is how can we do the research, right? Now, students, in order to do research in SCC online, it's very simple. Either you need a party name or a citation or a topic or a, we can say, query to be searched upon. Currently, I've already made my search with the help of a party name. I will do my citation later. But I do have a query which I would like to search upon. And that query is that, for example, I would like to see the family law cases, right, in which the second wife of a man is looking for interim maintenance till the time they get divorced. We all know that that wife should be given the interim maintenance, but we are looking for some cases coming from Supreme Court of India. I'll repeat my statement again. We are looking for a family law case in which the second wife of a man is looking for interim maintenance till the time they get divorced, right? We all know she will get the interim maintenance, but we are looking for a case from Supreme Court of India. Whenever you have a query like this, do not get confused with all the words and the sentences you have just made, right? Please try to write down the query with minimal words and with only including the legal words of a query. So first thing first, the main principal topic of my query was that we are discussing regarding the family law case, right? And then we are also discussing about the second wife or the wife, whichever you would like to write. So I'll type the second wife over here. And we were also discussing about the interim maintenance. So interim maintenance over here. Now it depends from query to query how many legal words are there in the query, right? So my query contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 legal words. So rest of the query has been filtered out. So only and only focus upon the main important words of the query. See, students, whenever we are researching on Google, we always try to tend the whole question on the Google, right? And if you have observed closely, then Google automatically gives you the best approach, even though that approach or that article does not contain all the words which you have typed in, right? Sometimes Google also minimizes the query. Over here, our software will try to locate each and every word which you have typed in. So I have typed in 6 words, but there's a small catch over here. The catch is whenever you are writing a legal phrase, just like you're writing family law, just like you're writing second wife, and similarly you're writing interim maintenance, dowry death, res judicata. This is an international practice. Whenever you're writing a legal phrase, I request you to please use double inverted commas to let the software understand that we are going to search for a legal phrase rather than 2 individual words. That is the purpose over here. So there you go. Now we have our 3 words ready to be searched upon: family law, second wife, and interim maintenance. I can click on the search bar. I can hit the search and I can get the results. That's the one way. The alternate method is, yes, ma'am.
Sir, we are not able to see your screen. We are still on that very particular case law only.
Okay, ma'am. Let me share my screen again. Just a second. Ma'am, please confirm now. Do you see the word search screen?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. So what we are doing over here is we have framed our query and we have observed that our query contains some legal phrases in it. So for legal phrases, we have used double inverted commas. There are 2 ways through which you can search. Whichever works for you is best. So first way is you write down your whole query and you click on the search bar. The second way is, which is my personal favorite, I'll show it to you. The second way says that if your query is a bit lengthy, your query contains many legal keywords in it, then I would recommend you to please search for the first word, and later on you can search for the second word, third word, or your rest of the query. How can we do that? Let us see. So we are clicking on the family law and clicking on the search bar now. At any point of time you do not hear my voice or you do not see my screen sharing, please let me know. Now students, please focus over here. We have searched for the family law phrase in SCC Online and it has given us 3,835 results to be precise. This interface is very useful and very easy to use. How can you use this? First of all, as you can see, this interface has been divided into three main columns. The left hand side, this one, the middle side, this one, and the right hand side, this one. Left hand side gives you the brief idea of how many categories does this family law appears in. So for example, this family law word appears in digest notes. It also appears in judgments, acts, bills in parliament. So it has been searched in the whole database. Whichever category you select, for example, if I select the judgments, Supreme Court, now all the Supreme Court judgments are going to appear in the middle column. And similarly, whichever document I select on it, on the right hand side, I will get the same document over here. However, my query is still not completed. Why? Because my query contains some words which I need to be searched upon. So how can you search when your query contains many legal words in it by bits and pieces? First, you search the main word, and then over here, you search the next word or the third word or the rest of your query. My next word was, if I recall correctly, that was second wife. Click on the search bar, and now the result will be decreased accordingly. There you go. And now the third word was interim maintenance. Oh, I'm sorry, double inverted commas. Yes. And accordingly, the results will be decreased now. So what I'm trying to portray over here is that I'm giving you a method that saves your time. First of all, while we have searched for the family law under the Supreme Court category, we were getting around 175 results. Later on, the result got decreased to 54, and later on they were decreased to only 13. When you get this kind of a precise output, then I would recommend not to drill down any further, because you have already, we can say, located the best possible outputs from the software. Now what you can do is you can simply read the head note. If the head notes is suitable as per your purpose, you can directly save the judgment in your laptop or whichever device you're working on. So this is a whole judgment. This is the black portion of the head note. If it suits you, it's really good. Otherwise, you can jump to a second judgment. So this is a method through which you can search the judgment by bits and pieces. All right, moving ahead with the dashboard over here. In order to go back, we will click on the dashboard. So that was a basic information regarding the research methodology of how you can use the word search screen in order to get the best possible output from your query. Now moving ahead, I'm trying to now give some information for the research scholars and for the senior members over here, that whenever you are trying to case study one particular case, you are trying to read one judgment, what if the software tells you that this judgment has been overruled and also tells you that this law point of this judgment has been overruled in XYZ case? So I'm trying to give that information to you in this example now. For that, please remember, whenever you would like to see whether the judgment has been overruled or not, first of all, you need to open that case via find by party name or via find by citation. I'm going with find by party name now. I will click on it. And there you go. Search by party name is over here. Now I will try to open a case which I already know and which is also famous. That is ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla. So I will click on this court name over here. I will click on Supreme Court over here. If I do not have the information from which court the judgment was delivered, I can click on all jurisdiction. But I do have the information, so I will click on Supreme Court. And now I will type the party name. Now in the party name, if any researcher does not have the full party name available, they can also try with the partial party name. So ADM Jabalpur. If you do not know the rest of the party name, you can still click on find case. Software will give you the best suggestion. There you go, ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla. What is this feature? This is search by famous case names. This is only restricted for the national media headline cases. So whenever you would like to open any national media headline case, but you have forgotten the party name, such like Babi Masjid case, just like Triple Talaq case or any other case, you can type in the headline and you will get the party name as well as the citation. Let us go back and let us try to open this judgment now. We will click on the go button and this ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla case will be opened up in my screen. Why I'm emphasizing so much on opening the case via find by party name and via find by citation, you'll just get to know about that in a bit. There you go. So till the time the judgment is being opened up, please focus over here. Judgment is 1, obviously, but the digest notes are 67. What does this mean? This simply represents, students, that out of one judgment, there were 67 important points of law that were discussed in this judgment. And all those points of law, what was the opinion of the quorum? What were the judges had written down the judgment? We have made a separate entry for that. So for an example, this digest note, the second document, talks on the ground of Constitution of India, Article 133, 134 and 136, in which what was the opinion coming from Justice Baig sir written over here, you do not have to look upon in the judgment. Similarly, for the another part, this law point has been discussed, part 3, Article 12 to 35. All right. But when we go to this document, the 5th number document, we get to see a red exclamatory mark. This red exclamatory mark simply represents that the law point, that the digest note which you are reading right now, has been struck down. Whichever law was decided on this point of law has now been struck down. So whenever you see this red exclamatory mark, that simply represents this law point has been now struck down by any other case. This law point is talking on the ground of Article 19, protection of certain rights, Article 19, 20, 22. And as per what Chief Justice Ray sir said, is written over here. Scrolling down. Justice Baig sir opinion written over here. Justice Chandrachud sir opinion written over here. Bhagwati sir, and the famous opinion coming from Justice Khanna sir, the dissenting opinion. Again, we have put in the bracket over here, dissenting opinion. You can read his dissenting opinion and is written over here. Also, where it was overruled in KS Puttaswamy versus Union of India. So that is the information which you will always like to see, that yes, this case was overruled in KS Puttaswamy, that we know of. But how to pinpoint the exact law point and the exact opinions which were ruled in KS Puttaswamy? That's the thing which we wanted to see. Now there is one more question related to this, that is, if you're looking at some law points, it may be possible that not only one law point was overruled, there can be multiple law, right? So what if there are multiple law points and we would like to locate all of them? It's very simple. Please open that case and please go to search within search result on the top left. When you go over there, please type overruled. You type in the word overruled. You click on the search bar. All the points of law with respect to this case, without you scrolling down, will be coming onto your screen. So around, I guess, 17 points of law of ADM Jabalpur are not a good law anymore. I would not recommend you to cite them in the courts. Some of the digest note does not have the red exclamatory mark. That simply means that this digest note only include the word overruled, but nothing has been overruled yet. As you can see, majority opinion held constitutionally overruled and Khanna sir dissenting opinion constitutionally incorporated in Ramdev Chauhan versus Bani Kanta Das. Similarly, I can scroll down and look for any other law point which has been overruled. If any of the students has any question regarding the overall feature, the chat box is open. And once my session is done, I will have a look upon the chat box. Apart from that, there is one quick question which can come from the students, that how can we copy anything from the judgment and how can we copy anything from the digest notes? For the digest notes, sorry, you cannot copy anything from the digest notes as they have been added by us, but you can certainly save them, email them, and print them, right? For the judgment part, let me give you the method of how you can get any extract from the judgment. So we are going back to the judgment section now. There you go. This is a judgment. And first of all, what you're going to see is the statement of facts, summary of arguments. We are scrolling down to the judgment section. Just a second. There you go. The judgment of the court were delivered by former Chief Justice A.N. Racer. Now you would like to copy any extract. It is very simple. Please try to locate this small notepad icon over here, which will be left beside on every judgment, right? You can double click on any paragraph. It will open up a new window, and from where you will be able to copy and paste into your Word file. If you're looking for multiple paragraphs to be copied, then please do the single click. Make your selection. Click on this icon, that is Smart Copy. I know that the information which I am delivering right now can be missed out while we can say while doing the practical purpose. However, that is the reason we have we can say enabled the recording of this session, so that you can always view the recording in future, and you can always recall, okay, this is how the overall feature works, this is how the copy feature works, right? There's one more important feature which is meant for the researchers and the senior members over here. That is, if you would like to see how many similar cases or how many cases in which this ADM Jabalpur versus Shivkant Shukla was relied on, was followed, was distinguished, or whichever treatment which was given to this particular case. If you would like to see that information, then how can you see that? So it's very simple. Open the case. After opening the case, please go into judgment and click on this case reference. Once you click on this case reference, it will open up all those judgments in which the current judgment has been relied on, followed, or distinguished. For example, as you can see, this is a judgment of A.K. Gopalan versus State of Madras, and see more in the ADM Jabalpur has been written over here. Similarly, we can go with any other judgment. This is K.S. Puttoswamy, so we already know about this. Let's have another one. Okay, this is a judgment coming from State of Haryana versus Ranbir, in which ADM Jabalpur Shivkant Shukla, along with any other cases, were relied on, and Bhanis versus Bartam Mills were referred to. So all the treatments will be given to you just by clicking on this icon, that is called case reference. Now, there's something for the members who would like to make a compendium with the help of the software. So whenever you would like to make a case compilation or the compendium with the help of the software, then I'm going to give you a feature for that as well. For an example, if you would like to make a compendium, let's say with the name of a lovely professional university, and it should contains 5 judgments and 2 digits. How can I make the compendium, right? So let's make a compendium now. First of all, the first step is please upload all the documents inside of a folder. And where is this folder? You need to create that folder. We click on the document over here. We click on this icon that is called Add to my SCC Online folder. So just like the students are already using the Google Drive or any other personal drive, this is also a personal folder which is linked to your IP login. No one else can see it. We click on change folder. We will rename it to a new folder. So I'll just quickly rename it to LPU. There is no limit how many folders you can make. You can create n number of folders with any name you want. I have created a folder, and I have also added this digest note inside of that folder. Similarly, I will add this digest note as well. Click on this icon, LPU, okay. Now I will go to the judgment section. I will add 5 judgments coming from Supreme Court. So it does not matter whether you're working on this screen or you're working on any other screen, you will still be able to upload all the judgment which you want. So I will quickly do that. LPU, okay. There you go. Okay, let's take 3 judgments for now. Okay, so we have successfully added 5 documents inside of a LPU folder. How can you access the folder? It's very simple. You can access it through the mobile and you can access it with the web browser. In order to do that, please go over here at this icon, that is My SCC Online. Go to My Folders and click on View Folders. It will give you all the folders which you have created along with the documents which has been added. There you go, LPU folder over here, and all the documents are over here. Now please select all the documents. There you go, I have selected all the documents. Please click on this middle icon, action bar, and click on the last icon that is called Create Case Compilation. There you go. Now the software is asking you what should be the sequence of the judgment. So I want this judgment to be on the top. I will give on the top, and this digest note again on the second one, and this digest note to the third one. What page size? Page size A4, and click on create. Within 1 or 2 minutes, your compendium is ready to be made with all the documents which you have placed in, and you can always cite them. So the software is generating your compendium now. The first lot contains the table of contents in which all the documents which have been selected by you are kept over here. So this judgment state of Haryana goes from page number 1 till page number 6, from page number 7 till page number 9, the second one, from page number 10, and respectively the other documents. This table of contents is editable, students. Whenever you would like to personalize this, edit this, you can surely do that. Click on the save icon once you are done, and click on the download icon in order to download the index. The second lot contains all the documents selected by you with the pagination. As you can see, the number 1, the number 2, the number 3, the pagination has been selected by the software as a sequence you have selected before, right? So this is how you make your compendium, and you can download your compendium and you can surely cite it. So that was the feature of compendium. If you have any question, please use the chat box window for that. Since we do not have that much time left, I will also try to cover some of the important features coming from the My Library portion. So we have today briefly covered the word search, in which you got to know how can you divide your query in such a way so that you can do your sub searches. We have also discussed about find by party name, the value added information regarding the head note and the digest notes. Also, we got to know about the case compendium overrule feature and the case reference. Now we are moving ahead with the library portion that is very useful, and we will try to discuss some important points in the library portion as well. Now for the first year students, if you would like to see any Bayer Act for your research purpose, how can you see that? You go to the library portion and you have the browse acts and rules over here. You click over here and you will get the Constitution of India, you will get the state acts, you will get the central acts, and you will also get the state acts. We are going with the central acts over here, so we'll click on the central acts. Now the good part is the commonly used acts have been kept over here, and the rest of the acts have been kept in the alphabetical order. I will try to click on any one of the acts. So let's take the Contract Act for the example sake. How can you save the whole act? If that's the question, please click on the save icon. The whole act will be saved in your machine. Now this is the Contract Act. We will scroll down. Either you can click on any section or you can scroll down and view the information. So I'm scrolling down real quick. There you go. Contract Act as it has been published in the government website. Not only that, for each and every section, you will also see this blue color information. What does this blue color information simply means? So for example, let's take any section. Okay, section 7, acceptance must be absolute, right? This is the section number 7 of Contract Act, and this is the original information coming from the Bayer Act. When you scroll down, you will also get to see this blue color information coming from the editors. What they're trying to represent over here is that there are some important judgment on section number 7 of contract law. Some of the judgment are talking on the ground of conditional offer, if that is beneficial for you. some of the judgments are also talking about offer and acceptance. If you would like to see those judgments, please click on the blue highlighted link and those judgments will be opened up for you. So for each and every section, we have made a small commentary box in which you would also like to get the important judgment on that particular section. So that is again some value add coming from the editors. One more feature I would like to cover over here is that is browse curated topics. Browse curated topics is a newly added tile. Now it is very helpful for the first year students. Now browse curated topics gives you different headings through which you can browse through the information. What type of information you get? Let us try to see. So for an example, the students are trying to get some case laws, important case laws on environmental law, right? So you click on environmental law. Our editors have given you some categories through which you can select the category whichever you're looking for. So for example, under environmental law, you get the biological diversity, you get noise pollution, pollution hazardous, and many other categories. What if I click on biological diversity? Under biological diversity, we are trying to give you every information we can for that particular category. We are giving you the statutes related to the biological diversity. We are giving you rules and regulations, notification, important judgments, important treaties, policy document, and the famous articles. So rather than you going from different tiles or different we can say databases, in one go, you can get all the information in one place. So let us try to see one of them. So over here in the statutes, the good part is this statutes list does not only discuss with one single act and the section. No, it also discuss with all those sections who are related to the biological diversity. So Biological Diversity Act is related obviously, but Wildlife Protection Act 1972 section 38 is also related to the biological diversity. Similarly, the main question is what are the important judgments? So important judgments are kept over here in the case laws. These are handful of judgments but are very important according to the category you have selected. So again, you get this digest note. This digest note talks on the ground of your category. And now you can read the whole judgment by clicking on this link over here. So this is the browse curated topics through which you can browse all the information in one place. Apart from that, I guess I can also cover the moot court resources for all the members who are going for their moot court competition can get some help from the SCC online as well. So in the moot court resources students, we have kept this information coming from different moot court competitions held in India. So for example, if I click on any one of them, let's say Amity Lucknow. Okay, so what I'm trying to showcase over here is that you are not only getting the problem which was discussed in that moot court competition, but you're also getting the memo submitted by the appellant and the respondent side so that you can make your strategy accordingly. Again, everything is downloadable. Everything is you can take the printout, you can email it, and obviously you can save them inside of a folder. Before I open the question answers round, I would also like to showcase this particular feature to you that is very helpful. This question mark. This question mark contains your user manual. This is not a user manual which is kind of a boring. We have also included some video representations. So whichever feature you're looking for, smart copy, login process, overrule feature, we have a video available for that particular feature. You can surely take a visit on that. I will also include my email address and our company toll-free number in the chat box so that you can reach out to us. With that, I guess I only have 5 minutes. So let's open the question answers round and now we can take up the questions.
Participants, you are free to ask questions from Mr. Mohit.
Let's wait for 20-30 seconds for the questions. If no questions comes up, then I can just showcase one more feature to you and then we can conclude the session. So participant, please, I'm waiting for your inputs now. Any question regarding the word search, regarding the party name, regarding any of the feature I've shown today? I have not covered the software entirely, But yes, if I get the chance of conducting another session with your university, I will surely give some brief idea on all the features which are available in SCC Online.
Sir, kindly show me, can you repeat that part of that where we can see the videos?
Absolutely, ma'am. So there you go. We have the help center available over here. You type in the name webinar. In the webinar, you will get to see, are you looking for advanced search? Only on the case compilation, only on the research, only on library. So whichever you're looking for, you can click on that. So for example, I'm looking for advanced search. So there you go, advanced search. This is a YouTube video. I will click on this icon and now you can see the whole YouTube video for that.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Question from Ms. Dimple, where we get the recorded video to watch it again. I will share this recording with the library department. You can get in touch with the library department to get the recording. Apart from that, I will also give you my information so that you can reach out to me as well.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. So I have included my information, my mobile number and my email addresses so that you can directly reach out to me and my company as well. So students, any more questions? Okay, so last thing I would like to showcase is a very 1 minute thing, but is very important for the first year students and for the third year students as well. That is this SCC Online blog. Now, you may have heard about this Vakil number 1, Bayrax, Bar and Bench, every other free portal over here. They are not entirely free. They give you the subscription basis kind of a thing. However, this blog is entirely free. But what I'm trying to showcase over here is whenever there is a judgment on which you would like to see the case brief upon. It is a very latest judgment and it has not been added in the SCC Online yet. You can still get the brief of the judgment, that what the judgment is talking about over here in SCC Online blog. You go to case brief, you go to Supreme Court, High Court, whichever court you would like to see. I click on Supreme Court. And the judgments coming from the Supreme Court on the latest basis will be coming onto your screen. Open courts and freedom of media to report court proceedings. Okay, I can click on it. And now I will get the whole brief of what the judgment was talking about and the information coming from which judgment. So as you can see, Supreme Court, in the case where the Election Commission of India had sought so and so, you can read the whole judgment for you. And now this judgment is Chief Election Commission of India versus M.R. Vijay Bhaskar. This is the citation decided on 6th of May 2021. So this extra information is very useful. And for the first year students, importantly, I would recommend you students to go with Law Made Easy. Law Made Easy are the articles made by the editors of India on some important, we can say, legal topics. So for example, data protection, or you can say Consumer Protection Act 2019. You will get a whole idea of the Consumer Protection Act written by a scholar over here, and all the information regarding the we can say on particular topic. So SCC Online blog, you can always visit it. It's a free online portal which will give you enough information on your day-to-day basis in order to update yourself. So with that, I guess I rest my case. If there are no questions, then Mr. Jitendra Kumar sir, if you would like to conclude the session.
Yes. Check the chat session if there is any query from the participants. There is no query as such. So I hope all the participants they have got the benefit of this very good training program by SCC Online, and I hope all are benefited and they use this platform in their research and learning purposes. And if they have any query, they can write to Mohit sir, or they can call the Mohit sir, or they can write to Central Library as well, and we'll forward the query to the SCC Online. So I hope this session is quite fruitful. We have a good number of participants, and on behalf of LPU and all the participants, I would like to thank Mr. Mohit and SCC Online company for having this great session. And we will have another session on the same platform in the future. I think in the month of October when the classes will resume for the new session. So thanks very much, Mohit, sir, once again. Thanks to all the participants for patiently listening to the lecture on the training program, and I hope you are benefited now and you'll use these all things in your teaching and learning purposes. Thank you very much, Mohit, sir, once again.
Thank you, Mr. Dr. Jatinder Kumar, sir, for organizing this session. I'm obliged that I've got this good audience over here who kept listening to whichever information I brought in today. So I hope again that the information was fruitful. If you have any queries, directly reach out to me without any hesitation. And with that, I rest my case. The recording will be submitted to the library department. Please check in with the library department with the recording.
Right, sir, right. Thank you very much.
Sir.
I will end this
Sir,
meeting
I
for
have
everyone. Yes.
Sir, 1 minute, sir. I have one question from our library team. So we can access it with our own official ID?
Yes, we have. If you're sitting at your home, we have a remote server which is easyproxy.lpu.in. I'll write in the chat box. So your UMS credential will work there. So all the databases which are subscribed by the central library, you can access from that platform. So I'm writing here easyproxy. This is a website. If you are sitting at your home, so you can go to this website, enter your UMS credentials, and you are able to get all the databases.
Okay, sir.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Right?
Yes.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Thank you.
And
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for your time. Thank you, Dr. Jatinder Kumar, sir. I will end this meeting for everyone now. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir, for your information.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.